भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Please everybody mute yourself so we can have hassle-free class. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 10, Dhruv Maharaj's fight with the Yakshas, text number 18-19 onwards. So yesterday we saw how Dhruv Maharaj went to the city Alakapuri near Himalayas, and he was fighting the Yakshas because they killed his brother Uttam. And 130,000 yakshas all shooting arrows and other weapons simultaneously at Dhruv Maharaj. And Dhruv Maharaj came out, just like in the middle of fog, the sun rises. He was completely covered by the arrows, but still he was fighting valiantly. Text 18-19. Bhalla sanchidya mananam shirobhishcharu kundala urubhir hema talabhair dorbhi valya valgubhi har keyur mukutar ushnischa mahadhane astritastarana bhuvo rejur vir manoharaha. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, the heads of those who were cut to pieces by the arrows of Dhruv Maharaj were decorated very beautifully with earrings and turbans. The legs of their bodies were as beautiful as the golden palm trees. Their arms were decorated with golden bracelets and armlets, and on their heads there were very valuable helmets bedecked with gold. All these ornaments lying on the battlefield were very attractive and could bewilder the mind of a hero. It appears that in those days soldiers used to go to the battlefield highly decorated with golden ornaments and with helmets and turbans, and when they were dead, the booty was taken by the enemy party. The falling dead in battle with many golden ornamental dresses was certainly a lucrative opportunity for the heroes on the battlefield. So they were not going in some army fatigues, what we call today, and some ugly-looking helmets and some whatever the uniform they wear. They are going. They're Kshatriya. Kshatriyas means they're in the mode of passion, and they like to dress up nicely. And this is a Kshatriya spirit is. Even in the battle, they're covered with the gold armlets and bracelets and the legs and the head and whatever earrings. And whoever wins, he takes all the jewelry with. Hatavashishta itare rana jirada raksho gana kshatriya vare sayaka prayo vivrikrava vidudruvam mrigendra vikridit yuthapa iva. The remaining yakshas, who somehow or other were not killed, had their limbs cut to pieces by the arrows of the great warrior Dhruv Maharaj. Thus they began to flee, just as elephants flee when defeated by a lion. Avashyamana satadatainam mahamride kanjan manavottamaha purim didrikshannapi na vishadvisham namainam vedchakirchitum janaha. Dhruv Maharaj, the best of human beings, observed that in that great battlefield, not one of the opposing soldiers was left standing with proper weapons. He then desired to see the city of Alakapuri, but he thought to himself, no one knows the plans of the mystic Yakshas. So the Yakshas, because they are followers of Lord Shiva, they had lots of mystic powers. So before going into the city, because there was nobody left on the battlefield with proper weapons, so he was little wary of that. इति ब्रुवश्चित्ररथः स्वसार्थिं यत्तः परेषां प्रतियोगिशङ्कितः शुश्रावशब्दं जलधेरिवेरितं नभस्वतो दिक्षु रजोन्मुदृश्यत्. In the meantime, while Dhruv Maharaj, doubtful of his mystic enemies, was talking with his charioteer, they heard a tremendous sound as if the whole ocean were there. And they found that from the sky a great dust storm was coming over them from all directions. क्षणेनाच्छादितं व्योम घनानीकेन सर्वतः विस्फुरत्तडिता दिक्षु त्रासयत्स्तन्युत्नुना. Within a moment, the whole sky was overcast with dark, dense clouds, and severe thundering was heard. There was glittering electric lightning and severe rainfall. ववृषुरुधिरोघ्रासृक् पूयवेणुमूत्रमेधसः निपेतुर्गगनादस्य कबन्धान्यघृतो अनघा. My dear faultless Vidura, in that rainfall there was blood, mucus, pus, stool, urine, and marrow falling heavily before Dhruv Maharaj, and there were trunks of bodies falling from the sky. So this was all the illusion created by Yakshas. And this is what the Rakshasa also do, just like when, if you remember, Vishwamitra Muni came and he took Ram and Lakshman from Dashrath Maharaj because these Rakshasas they were throwing all this in his Yagyashala when he would do the Yagya, and they would just disturb the whole Yagya. तथा खे अदृश्यत गिरिर निर्पेतो सर्वतोषिदम गदा परिघनिस्त्रशम उसला साश्व वर्षिणा. Next, a great mountain was visible in the sky, and from all directions hailstones fell, along with lances, clubs, swords, iron bludgeons, and great pieces of stone. Ahyo ashanini shvasa vamanto agnim vrishakshipi abhyadhavan gajamatta singh vyagrascha yuthashah. Dhruv Maharaj also saw many big serpents with angry eyes, vomiting forth fire and coming to devour him, along with a group of mad elephants, lions, and tigers. Samudra urme bhir bhima plavyan sarvato bhuvam asasad mahahakalpanta eva bhishnaha. Then, as if it were the time of the dissolution of the whole world, the fierce sea with foaming waves and great roaring sounds came forward before him. Just imagine, he was in the Himalayas. There is no sea over there. And he is hearing the sound of seas. So any normal person seeing all this, he would run away. What is this? But Dhruv Maharaj, being a Kshatriya, he was ready to face it. Evam vidhanye kani trasnanyam anasvinam sasrujustig magatya asurya mayaya suraha. The demon yakshas are by nature very heinous, and by their demoniac power of illusion, they can create many strange phenomena to frighten one who is less intelligent. Dhruve prayuktam surastam mayam mati dustaram nishamya tasya munyah shama shansan samagataha. When the great sages heard that Dhruv Maharaj was overpowered by the illusory, mystic tricks of the demons, they immediately assembled to offer him auspicious encouragement. Text 30. Munya uchuhu otanapada bhagwan tav shangdhanva deva kshinotvatvanatarte haro vivakshan Yannamadheyam abhidhaya nishamya chadha loko anjasa tarati dustaramanga mrityum. All the sages said, Dear Dhruva, O son of King Uttanpad, may the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Sharang Dhanva, who relieves the distresses of his devotees, kill all your threatening enemies. The holy name of the Lord is as powerful as the Lord himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, many men can be fully protected from fierce death without difficulty. Thus a devotee is saved. So when all this illusion was created by yakshas, the great rishis approached Dhruva Maharaj, and they gave them the wonderful counsel how to get rid of all this illusion. The great rishis approached Dhruva Maharaj at a time when his mind was very perplexed due to the magical feats exhibited by the yakshas. A devotee is always protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By his inspiration only, the sages came to encourage Dhruva Maharaj and assured him that there was no danger because he was a soul fully surrendered to the Supreme Lord. By the grace of the Lord, if a devotee at the time of death can simply chant his holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Simply by chanting this Maha Mantra, he immediately surpasses the great ocean of the material sky and enters the spiritual sky. He never has to come back for repetition of birth and death. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can surpass the ocean of death. So Dhruva Maharaj was certainly able to surpass the illusory magical feats of the yakshas, which for the time being disturbed his mind. So another great feature of the Supreme Lord is when he saw his devotee was in trouble or was little disturbed, what did Krishna do? What did the Lord Vishnu do? He sent all these sages. Okay, go assure Dhruva Maharaj that he will be victorious, and give him some way that he can become victorious. So they all came together and they said, just chant the holy names of the Lord. Just think of the Lord and you will be victorious. So for Dhruva Maharaj, he was in the middle of the battlefield and he was shooting arrows and he was getting disturbed by the illusion. But of course, we don't have to shoot arrows, but still we get disturbed by Maya, by the illusion created not by yakshas for us, but little bit demons here and there. So all we have to do is chant the holy name, take shelter of the holy name continuously, constantly. And then definitely there won't be any problem. Prabhupada says, thus a devotee is saved. He is saved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord is there to protect his devotees, there to inspire his devotees, there to motivate his devotees, there to give guidance to his devotees. Whether he comes or he sends somebody, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. That's why it says, by his inspiration only, the sages came to encourage Dhruva Maharaj and assured him that there was no danger because he was a soul fully surrendered to the Supreme Lord. So there ends the 10th chapter, and now we start the 11th chapter of 4th canto, entitled Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj to stop fighting. Text 1. Maitreya Vacha Nishamya Gadatam Evam Rishinam Dhanushi Dhruva Sandadhe Asram Upasprishya Yan Narayana Nirmitam. Sri Maitreya said, My dear Vidura, when Dhruva Maharaj heard the encouraging words of the great sages, he performed the Achman by touching water and then took up his arrow made by Lord Narayan and fixed it upon his bow. Dhruva Maharaj was given a specific arrow made by Lord Narayan himself, and he now fixed it upon his bow to finish the illusory atmosphere created by the yakshas. As it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, Mamevya prapadyante mayametam tarantite. Without Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no one is able to overcome the action of the illusory energy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also given us a nice weapon for this age, as stated in Bhagavatam. Sango Panga Pangastra. Sang Upang Astra. In this age, the Narayan Astra, or weapon to drive away Maya, is a chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in pursuance of the associates of Lord Chaitanya, such as Advaita Prabhu, Nityanand, Gadadhar, and Shrivas. So now Dhruv Maharaj, he got encouraged by the words, assurance given by the great sages. So he did his achman and he took up his bow and put down that arrow, and he fixed that arrow given to him by Lord Narayan himself. So just for a while he was bewildered by or disturbed by the illusion, but now he was back in the field again. Sandhiyamanan etasmin maya guyak nirmita kshipram vineshur viduranga shocha jnano deyata klesha jnano deyata. As soon as Dhruv Maharaj joined the Narayana Astra arrow to his bow, the illusion created by the yakshas was immediately vanquished, just as all the material pains and pleasures are vanquished when one becomes fully cognizant of the self. Krishna is like the sun, and Maya, or the illusory energy of Krishna, is like darkness. Darkness means absence of light. Similarly, Maya means absence of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness and Maya are always there side by side. As soon as there is awakening of Krishna consciousness, all the illusory pains and pleasures of material existence are vanquished. Maya metam tarantite. Constant chanting of the Mahamantra will keep us always aloof from the illusory energy of Maya. So Dhruv Maharaj, as soon as he put this arrow given by Lord Narayan on his bow, the illusion was gone. He hadn't even shot that arrow yet. He just put the arrow there. So Prabhupada has given nice example in the purport that in this day and age, we don't need bow and arrows because we don't have that kind of strength or capabilities to fight with Maya, with the bow and arrows. Our bow is a chanting beads, and the arrow is a Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And when we are chanting, we are shooting these arrows, the Maya cannot stay in front of us. The Maya, the illusion, the pains of the material world, all the disturbances of the material world immediately gets dispelled as soon as we start chanting, shooting the arrows of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Dhruv Maharaj was shooting 3 arrows at a time. And when we are chanting, we are shooting 16 arrows. So, Shodash mantra, Shodash Akshar mantra. So we are shooting 16 arrows in one Mahamantra, and then continuously for 16 rounds. That is about 25,000 arrows that we shoot. So there's no way Maya can stand in front of us. Even if we are not chanting properly, it is still Krishna's name. Of course, it will take us time to come to the level of Krishna Prem if we are not chanting properly. But still, Maya gets defeated. Maya gets bewildered by this chanting when one is chanting. Then, just like we read before, that Dhruv Maharaj, when the Yakshas were attacking him together, he got the more impetus to fight back hard. So similarly, when we are shooting arrows at Maya, Maya also wants to fight back harder and harder, because her purpose is to make us stronger. So in this fight, if we take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, take shelter of the lotus feet of the holy names of Krishna, definitely we'll be victorious. Our victory is, I'm just taking shelter, I'm surrendered. That's all. It's not that we're going to become victorious in the sense Dhruv Maharaj is going to become victorious and then somebody will get lots of this or that, but no. Our victory is we take shelter. That's it. We take the humble position and we take shelter. That's our victory. But the means, the weapons, everything is given to us by Srila Prabhupada. And this is how we can win this war. Tasya shastram dhanushi prayunjata suvarna punka kalahans vasasaha vinishrita avivishuddhir vishur dvishadvalam yatha vanam bhimarava shikhandina. Even as Dhruv Maharaj fixed the weapon made by Narayan Rishi onto his bow, arrows with golden shafts and feathers like the wings of a swan flew out of it. They entered the enemy soldiers with great hissing sound, just as peacocks enter a forest with tumultuous crowing. So he had just fixed the weapon on his bow, and the arrows with golden shafts and feathers like the wings of a swan flew out of it. So many arrows went ahead, and they entered the enemy soldiers with a great hissing sound. So the arrows there was making great hissing sound, and arrows here make Hare Krishna Mahamantra sound. So anybody who hears the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he also gets purified. Now the arrows of Dhruv Maharaj, killing yakshas. So whether the enemy gets killed by Krishna himself or by a devotee of Krishna, the result is the same. They get liberated. They get the salvation. So this arrow of Kali Yuga of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so these arrows, they don't kill a person. They kill the demoniac consciousness of the person. So we just have to keep on shooting these arrows. First of all, it will kill the demonic consciousness inside us, in our heart. Chetodarpan marjan will happen. And then at the same time, it will kill the demonic consciousness of others, if we are chanting sincerely, properly. Tastig madhare pradhane shili mukhe rat itastataha punya jana upadhrutaha tamabhya dhavan kupita udayudha suparnam unnad fana iva haya. Those sharp arrows dismayed the enemy soldiers, who became almost unconscious. But various yakshas on the battlefield, in a rage against Dhruv Maharaj, somehow or other collected their weapons and attacked. Just as serpents, agitated by the Garuda, rushed towards Garuda with upraised hoods, all the yaksha soldiers prepared to overcome Dhruv Maharaj with their upraised weapons. Still the battle is going on. Yakshas are there. They ran towards Dhruv Maharaj with the weapons upraised to kill him. Satan prishakar abhidhavato mridhe nikrit bahu risho shiro dharo dharan ninay lokam paramar kamandalam vrajanti nirbidya yamurdhu retasaha. When Dhruv Maharaj saw the yakshas coming forward, he immediately took his arrows and cut the enemies to pieces, separating their arms, legs, heads, and bellies from the bodies. He delivered the yakshas to the planetary system, which is situated above the sun globe, and which is attainable only by first-class brahmacharis who have never discharged their semen. To be killed by the Lord or by his devotees is auspicious for non-devotees. The Yakshas were killed indiscriminately by Dhruv Maharaj, but they attained the planetary system attainable only for brahmacharis who never discharged their semen. As the impersonalist jnanis or the demons killed by the Lord attain Brahmaloka or Satyaloka, persons killed by a devotee of the Lord also attains Satyaloka. Of course, they don't go back home, back to Godhead, but they attain Satyaloka. To reach the Satyaloka planetary system described here, one has to be elevated above the sun globe. Killing, therefore, is not always bad if the killing is done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotee in a great sacrifice. It is for the benefit of the entity killed in that way. Material so-called non-violence is very insignificant in comparison to killing done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees. Even when a king or the state government kills a person who is a murderer, that killing is for the benefit of the murderer, for thus he may become cleared of all sinful reactions. So those yakshas who are getting killed by Dhruv Maharaj's arrows, they are going to Satyaloka. So powerful, such a wonderful devotee Dhruv Maharaj is. And Prabhupada says, killing is always not bad. It's not that killing is always bad. Killing in the sense, if a person has committed a crime or he has killed somebody, so it's better that he gets the capital punishment. Whether he's hanged or electric chair or killed by shooting, whichever way. Why? Because then he becomes cleared of all sinful reactions. Otherwise, he has to suffer those reactions in this lifetime and in next lifetime. So this is what was the injunction in Manu Samhita. But these days, liberals say, no, we should give him another chance to rectify himself. Because the problem is, people these days, they don't understand there is a next life. This is not the last life. Because in their mind, this is the last life. This is the only life, and this life should be given. He should be given a chance to rectify himself. But the problem is, there is a next life, and then there is a next life, then there is a next life. So if he gets cleared of all his sinful reactions, the next life he starts off in a better position. Otherwise, that karma will remain with him. An important word in this verse is urdhvretasaha, which means brahmacharis who have never discharged semen. Celibacy is so important that even though one does not undergo any austerities, penances, or ritualistic ceremonies prescribed in the Vedas, if one simply keeps himself a pure brahmachari, not discharging his semen, the result is that after death, he goes to Satyaloka. Generally, sex life is a cause of all miseries in the material world. In the Vedic civilization, sex life is restricted in various ways. Out of the whole population of the social structure, only the grihasthas are allowed restricted sex life. All others refrain from sex. The people of this age especially do not know the value of not discharging semen. As such, they are variously entangled with material qualities and suffer an existence of struggle only. The word urdhvretasa especially indicates the Mayavadi sannyasis who undergo strict principles of austerity. But in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that even if one goes up to Brahmaloka, he again comes back. Abrahmuna loka punaravartino Arjuna. Therefore, actual mukti or liberation can be attained only by devotional service, because by devotional service one can go above Brahmaloka or to the spiritual world, wherefrom he never comes back. Mayavadi sannyasis are very proud of becoming liberated, but actual liberation is not possible unless one is in touch with the Supreme Lord in devotional service. It is said, Harim bina nam ritim taranti. Without Krishna's mercy, no one can have liberation. So these yakshas were going to Satyalok, and Prabhupada explains any brahmachari, in the shloka it is said, any brahmachari also, who does not discharge his semen, he also gets qualified to go to Satyaloka. So Mayavadi sannyasis, so Mayavadi followers of Mayavadi sect, they perform severe austerities actually. And that's why people get attracted towards us, thinking that severe austerities is the one that will uplift us. What is this sentimental chanting of the holy names that the Vaishnavas do? But they don't understand the process or the potency of devotional service. Prabhupada explains it. Devotional service is the one that will take us to the spiritual world. Austerities alone, they won't. At the most, we go to Brahmajyoti, but from there also we fall down. Even from Brahmaloka, we fall down. We can fall down. But to give credit where it is due, these Mayavadi followers, they do wonderful austerities. Wonderful. For us, Prabhupada said, your austerity, just follow the 4 regulatory principles and 16 rounds, that's good enough. Because Prabhupada said, it is definitely good enough. But at the same time, if we can perform little more austerity of doing more than just 16 rounds, doing more than just doing 4 regulatory principles, even then we try to find some shortcuts in that. So let's try not doing that, because austerity is tapo divyam. Later on we'll study in later canto. Rishabdev tells his sons, tapo divyam putraka yena sattam shuddhiya dasmad brahma sokyam tvanand. Tapo divyam, do tapasya, divya tapasya, which basically means devotion service. But at that time, it was more like a tapasya for self-realization, austerities. So one has to perform austerities. In devotional service, we perform austerities, but they're very enjoyable actually. There's no problem is no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. There is no problem in that. In the beginning, maybe somebody who joins, I cannot give up tea, but slowly he gives up that also. So that is easy. The difficult part is chanting of the holy names. Chanting of the holy names with the proper consciousness, proper state of mind, in a humble mood, in a service mode, with tolerance, giving respect to others, not expecting respect for oneself. Humility. That is the real process. That is when the results will start happening very soon. So the austerities is there, but it's enjoyable for devotees. They enjoy these austerities because Krishna is there. Krishna is there in every aspect of the austerity. And Krishna is Rasa-Vaisa, he is full of all the transcendental mellows. So when he is there, austerity is very beautiful, very blissful, very sweet. But the point is, we have to try to do more and more, or in a better way, the same thing, but do in a better way. But slowly, that also happens. But that is our austerity, nothing else. Talking about Mayavadis, I mean, if we hear about the Swaminarayan sect. Wonderful people. Of course, the philosophy got mixed up after Swaminarayan left his body. Or not Swaminarayan, but whoever their Acharya was. But the kind of life they have, the brahmacharis or the maharajas there, it's amazing. Every Ekadashi, they keep it as Nirjal Ekadashi. They don't shave their heads, they don't shave their beard. But somebody will say, what's a big deal in that? But the problem is, they don't shave, they pluck the hairs. Just try plucking one hair from the hand, which is the easiest part. From the beard and from the head, plucking hair is not easy. And I heard whatever food they eat. So all of them, they're given a small bowl. So whatever food is given, whenever they are served, so they put everything in the bowl and put some hot water on it, mix it up, and then eat it. So according to them, they don't want to get into the taste of the food. They don't want to get attracted to the taste of the food. So whether it is rasgulla, gulab jamun, sabji, achar, dal, roti, chawal, everything is mixed together and then they eat. It's a wonderful austerity, no doubt. For person like me who cannot do any austerities, this is wonderful. But the real austerity that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking for this day and age is chant the holy names. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So all we have to do is follow Srila Prabhupada, the process that he has given. And Prabhupada guarantee is there that one will go back home, back to Godhead. So those who are attached to austerities, to performing austerities, well, good luck to them. It's wonderful, whatever they're doing. It's for purification. But for us, the purification is in chanting of the holy names. So perform more and more chanting. That will definitely help one. Tanyahanya manan avivikshya guyakan nagascha chitra rathen bhurisha otan padim kripya pitamaho manur jagad opagataha saharshibihi. When Swayambhuva Manu saw that his grandson Dhruva Maharaj was killing so many of the yakshas who were not actually offenders, out of his great compassion, he approached Dhruva with great sages to give him good instruction. Dhruva Maharaj attacked Alakapuri, the city of the yakshas, because his brother was killed by one of them. Actually, only one of the citizens, not all of them, was guilty of killing his brother Uttam. Dhruva Maharaj, of course, took a very serious step when his brother was killed by the yakshas. War was declared and the fighting was going on. This sometimes happens in present days also. For one man's fault, a whole state is sometimes attacked. This kind of wholesale attack is not approved by Manu, the father and the lawgiver of the human race. He therefore wanted to stop his grandson Dhruva from continuing to kill the Yaksha citizens who were not offenders. So Dhruva Maharaj was avenging the death of his brother Uttam by Yakshas, but here it is said only one Yaksha was responsible for killing his brother. But Dhruva Maharaj waged war against all the Yaksha, the whole Yaksha race. And so Swayambhuva Manu himself appeared. He wanted to stop that. He wanted to give good instructions to Dhruva Maharaj. Manuruvacha alam vatsati roshena tamodvarena papmana yena punya jana tena te jana netan avadhitasva managasaha. Lord Manu said, "My dear son, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is a path to hellish life. Now you are going beyond the limit by killing yakshas who are actually not offenders." In this verse, the word Ati Roshena means with unnecessary anger. When Dhruv Maharaj went beyond the limits of necessary anger, his grandfather Swayambhuva Manu immediately came to protect him from further sinful action. From this, we can understand that killing is not bad, but when killing is done unnecessarily, or when an offenseless person is killed, such killing opens the path to hell. Dhruv Maharaj was saved from such sinful action because he was a great devotee. Again, see, being a great devotee, it helps all the time. When he was disturbed by the illusion, Krishna sent the sages to encourage him. Now, when he went overboard of killing so many yakshas, Krishna sent Swayambhuva Manu to stop him. A Kshatriya is allowed to kill only for the maintenance of the law and order of the state. He is not allowed to kill or commit violence without reason. Violence is certainly a path leading to a hellish condition of life, but it's also required for maintenance of the law and order of the state. Here, Lord Manu prohibited Dhruv Maharaj from killing the yakshas because only one of them was punishable for killing his brother, Uttam. Not all of the yaksha citizens were punishable. We find in modern warfare, however, that attacks are made upon innocent citizens who are without fault. According to the law of Manu, such warfare is a most sinful activity. Furthermore, at the present moment, civilized nations are unnecessarily maintaining many slaughterhouses for killing innocent animals. When a nation is attacked by its enemies, the wholesale slaughter of the citizens should be taken as a reaction to their own sinful activities. That is nature's law. So maintaining many slaughterhouses for killing innocent animals. And this is what Prabhupada is saying. The main cause of war is wholesale killing or slaughtering of innocent animals. So when we slaughter animals like this, we will get slaughtered by our enemies in the war. Krishna will make arrangement like that. So just imagine this Bakrid is coming up and then crores and crores of animals will be slaughtered that day. So many. All over the world, in fact. And then when Thanksgiving comes in America, so many turkeys get killed. And every day, so many animals are getting killed. Somewhere I was reading that in the whole world, human beings are 7.5 billion. Human beings are there. If we kill or human beings get killed by whatever arrangement, at the same rate as we slaughter animals today, it will take only 17 days to kill all the human beings. Only 17 days. How powerful that is. So many animals, so many get slaughtered. For what? Just for the taste of the tongue. That's it. Once the food passes the tongue, goes into the pipe and then to the stomach, hardly matters what we have eaten. So for few seconds of pleasure on the tongue, we are generating so much of karma. For every animal we kill, there are 6 people who are involved in that killing and eating process. So everybody gets the same punishment. It's not like only the person who is eating or cooking will get the punishment. All these 6 will get the punishment, same punishment. And this is for any lower animal. But if somebody kills a cow, or somebody is implicated in killing of a cow and eating of a cow meat, he has to suffer in the hell for as many lifetimes as there are hairs on the body of the cow or the calf, whatever he has killed. There are millions and millions and millions of hairs on the body of a cow. Nobody can count. We cannot even count the hairs on our body. Just imagine cow's body. So that many lifetimes, not even that many years, that many lifetimes one has to suffer in the hell. So that's why unnecessarily or killing animals just for the taste of the tongue, such a ridiculous proposition. So many fishes get killed every day, animals, so many birds. And in China we see they kill everything, whatever. Walks, crawls, flies, runs, whatever. They just kill everything and eat it. And then obviously that's when we get the reaction in terms of coronavirus. So whether it's a war between nations or whether you fight, okay, now you go ahead and fight corona and then get killed. So Krishna's arrangement is perfect. All we have to do is become Krishna conscious. That's all. Become a devotee of Krishna, and that's it. No more sinful reactions, no more sinful actions, activities anyway, and then no more reactions also. So we'll stop here. It's wonderful what Swayambhuva Manu is going to give the instructions to Dhruv Maharaj. So we'll discuss this tomorrow. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So when we were discussing about Mahamantra, uh, Prabhupada said in the presence of associates of Lord Chaitanya, Advait Prabhu, Nityanand. So when we chant that mantra before every Mahamantra, Shri Advait Kadadar Shivasadi. So is it for that thing? Are like we calling them uh, to?
We are calling for their mercy because they are the ones who propagated this Hare Krishna Mahamantra in this Kali Yuga. And also, when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that we can commit many offenses. So when we call out for Panchtattva before starting our rounds, so basically we are asking for their mercy also in forgiving us for the offenses and making us not commit those offenses again.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful and safe day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Jai Shri
Jai
Ram.
Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you.